Good morning. Good morning. Make it a answer, please.
We've just concluded a sitting of the National Security Council. The meeting was presided by His Excellency the President. And the meeting, I believe, lasted for about 4 or 5 hours. Now, today's meeting deliberated on 3 main issues. And I'll tell you the outcome of these issues, the salient points. Of course, the President still remains concerned about the level of security which seems to be cascading for the worse. Given the fact that we have a new organization with new service chiefs, the President has charged all of us to redouble our efforts, especially in view of the occurrences of the last couple of weeks. The predominant issues raising concern for the entire nation remain kidnapping, banditry, and of course terrorism in the northeastern part of the country. Apart from that, we've also had issues with farmers and herders, which have also resulted in some unpleasant ethnic situations. Now, His Excellency the President has approved, based on our recommendation, the imposition and enforcement of a ban on all mining activities in Zamfara State with immediate effect until further notice. He has directed the Honorable Minister of Defense and the National Security Advisor to deploy massive military and intelligence assets to restore normalcy to that part of the country. He has also approved that Zamfara State be declared a no-fly zone with immediate effect. Now, all non-state actors that have been causing problems for the innocent peoples, not just in Zamfara State or the Northwest Zone, but also the Northeast and other parts of the country in the South-South, have been placed under surveillance by the intelligence agencies. We've had a lot of reports coming in, collusion with people from all walks of life. While the federal government is not averse to the application of non-kinetic means to resolve this problem, I need to make it very clear that the federal government will not hesitate to apply to the fullest its kinetic means to restore normalcy to the country. I'm sure you're all aware of the fact that no country will tolerate a group of non-state actors. No sovereign nation will allow a group of non-state actors to bring it down to its knees and render the state in a state of panic, apprehension, mistrust, disorder, and so on and so forth. Therefore, both the defense and intelligence organizations have been charged that while we look forward to having a peaceful, non-kinetic resolution, we will not allow this country to drift into state failure. And with effect from today, the new service chiefs have been given directives by the Minister of Defense, conveyed by the President to the Minister of Defense, to reclaim all areas that have been dominated by bandits, by kidnappers, and other scoundrels and scallywags. In doing so, I have also asked all the intelligence agencies to collapse all their efforts onto one platform so that with the convergence of effort, we would be able to give the required intelligence to the operational elements of government. Now, I need to stress also that there are individuals in this country who have assumed a status that is beyond what they should be. And intelligence from our own sources, the intelligence at my disposal and the disposal of the other intelligence heads, reveals that we have certain entities, certain individuals who are making capital out of insecurity, especially kidnapping. This is a situation that has to be brought to an end, and I'm sending a warning to anybody who is hiding beneath a veneer of some status, whether official in terms of an official capacity or traditional or religious, to stoke the flames of disorder, will have himself to blame. The government is very, very serious about this. Like I said, we're drifting into a situation that we can no longer afford to lose lives. We are not going to be blackmailed. We're going to use whatever is at our disposal while operating within the confines of legitimacy, within the confines of legality. But the government has a responsibility to assert its will using the instruments at its disposal to keep the state moving, alive, happy, in prosperity. This will not be compromised. Other issues deliberated upon include issues of freedom of citizens to reside wherever they wish to reside. This is stipulated in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. While at the same time, the government endorses that anybody who is a criminal who acts on his own outside the law should be brought to book wherever he is. But the issue here is that when we continue to pit ourselves against each other, then this problem will only continue to be magnified. And therefore, Mr. President has charged each and every one to be mindful of this situation. Because once we start to profile ourselves along ethnic or religious lines, then there will be no end to it. We've seen what has happened in so many countries around the globe, and we do not want Nigeria to fall into that type of situation. I think we've had enough of violence, enough of chaos, enough of anarchy. But I want to stress once more that any individual or group that thinks it can take it upon itself to cause disunity, disharmony, and to render this country, push the country to the brink, should have a rethink. Any individual who thinks he has any support and who thinks he can undermine this government, anybody, any human being, as long as he's a citizen of this country, any one person who thinks he's the cat's whiskers or he can be Rocky on the perch and lead us into a situation of unhappiness will have himself to blame at the end of the day. Already the president has given directives to the military and the intelligence organizations to trail and flush out all the people that have been on our watch list. And I can assure you there's quite a handful of people on our watch list. They will be trailed, they will be rooted out, and they will be brought to book, they will be prosecuted, and they will be made an example of. And anybody who wants to use this situation to blackmail the government should also think. The president finally has asked us to put our heads together to try as much as possible to work on a whole of government basis in conjunction with a whole of society basis to achieve a whole of nation result. And when I say whole of government, I'm not saying whole of executive. I'm saying a whole of executive, legislature, and judiciary. That is what the partnership is, and this partnership will work with people outside the federal establishment. That is working with the state governments, working with traditional and religious organizations and local community leaders, while at the same time trying to enhance community policing. I thank you very much.